Okay. Is my screen visible to you?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So yesterday we saw the user interface and how do we change the project unit, project information, location, and setting the through not informations where we set it into the projects. Today we are supposed to start with levels. So how do we add levels and modify levels? Okay, so by default Revit gives you two levels, level 1 and level 2. Okay, these are the two default levels that has been provided. Okay, you can add as many levels you wanted to, and you can adjust the name of the level and the elevation of the levels as well. Basically, so what elevating height you want to keep the levels basically there. Now if you wanted to add more levels, what you need to do is you need to come into any one of these elevation view. So if you come into your project browser, so when you come into the project browser, you'll find elevation, building elevation, and you might have four elevation over here, like east, north, south, and west. You can come into any one of the elevation view. It's not necessary that you need to be in the north elevation. You can even come into the east elevation and edit the levels. Okay, so I can come into any one of these elevation views by double clicking it, and then once you're there in the elevation view, you can come into the architectural tab. Okay, so from the architectural tab, when you look into datum, you'll find a command that is called level, and the shortcut key for level is double L. So if you press double L, no need to press enter, just press double L, the level command will be activated. Okay, so you can see now my level command gets activated. Over here it says place levels. Now to draw levels, you have two methods to draw a level. One is line method and the other one is pick line method basically. So if I take line method, I have to manually draw the line of the level. This is what I'm drawing, this level line manually from start to end, somewhere till here. Maybe I can draw a little bit extended also, like that. So this is something I'm drawing this lines manually. Okay, so this was using line commands. Okay, now to stop the command, you can press 2-time escape key. So if you want to stop the level command, you have to press 2-time escape key, one escape and a second escape key to stop the command, or you can click on this option over here which says modify. MD is the shortcut key to stop the command. So if I take level command and if I want to stop it, I can type MD to stop the command basically, or you can press 2-time escape key to stop the command basically. Okay, so just remember, in Revit you have to press twice the escape key to stop the command, or press MD to stop the commands. Okay, yeah, once again I'll come back to levels, and the first option of draw we saw was line. The second is about pick lines. So if I take pick lines, so when I'm taking pick lines from the draw options, I have to provide the offset distance of the picking lines. Okay, so the offset distance I'm going to give, supposingly I'm going to give like 4.5 meters. Okay, so I put 4.5 meters, and then what I have to do is I have to select the level number 7, and what it's going to do, you can see a dash line appearing on the top of level number 7. That means it's going to create a level number 8 above that level number 7 after the distance of 4.5 meters. Okay, now if I keep the cursor a little down, you can see the dash line is appearing below. Okay, so it's going to create level number 8 below that particularly level number 7 and below the level number 6 also, because the distance is 4.5 meters basically. Okay, so I'm going to click it a little bit above. So keep the cursor up, I'm going to click it, and it's going to create level number 8. Again, if I want to repeat this, I'm going to just keep the cursor on the level number 8, and you can see a dash line appearing. So if I click on it again, it goes above, right? And once again, if I do that,
So what will happen if we click below, like if
See, if I click below the
so
level number 9,
it was
yeah,
going even below level 6.
yeah,
No, no,
because
no.
of the
For
distance,
level 7,
yeah. So
you
if
were
I keep it
trying to
below,
click it below, so it's
yeah,
going even below 6. So what I wanted to see
yeah,
is, does it rename it as level 6 or does it take it as the
no,
next level?
it takes as the next
Okay,
level basically. It takes
okay,
at level 10.
okay.
So Revit goes in a sequence manner basically then. So it will keep
Okay.
on continuing its sequences basically. So it doesn't sees that okay there was level 6 over there, we should rename as level 6, and then that should be remain as level 7. It won't do that
Okay.
basically. Okay. So you can keep on continuing the levels if you wanted to. Above level 9 also you can see now this level names as level number 11
Yeah.
because level number 10 is created over there. Okay,
Yeah.
so you
We've
can keep on
taken.
going
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can keep on going with
Okay.
that same offset distance, or you can change the offset distance also. So now if I keep 3 meters, so now it will take 3 meters of level. So this is a quicker methods to create multiple levels for your high-rise buildings basically there. Okay.
Okay.
And
What is the advantage or disadvantage of these two? Like, if
uh,
we do it with the line command,
yeah. So
what is the advantage?
okay. So advantage of the line command is like you can decide from where you want to start the line. Okay. So maybe I want to start the line from this particularly point. Okay. And then if
Okay.
you want to end it up somewhere over here, you can click and drag it and
Okay.
draw it basically there. So that's the advantage. The disadvantage is that like every time if you wanted to keep on multiple levels basically there you need to constantly monitor. You can see on the left hand side I'm getting a temporary dimension which says 4 and then
Right.
says 3 and the 2 that I need to keep on monitoring. So if I like wanted to every 4 मीटर पे मुझे एक लाइन क्रिएट करनी है तो मुझे मॉनिटर रखना पड़ेगा बार बार कि ओके अभी 4 मीटर आया अभी क्लिक करना है 4 मीटर आया अभी क्लिक करना है basically there. Okay, so I have to
Mm.
constantly like monitor and then click it and start basically there. That's the disadvantage basically there. Now the advantage of pick line is what that you just have to click on the pick lines and give the offset distance like 4 meters for example, and you have to just select the bottom line and you have to just keep on going basically there. So that's little quicker. Okay. Now the disadvantage of this pick line is that okay you have to make sure that you are picking the line correctly. Means are you picking the line above that level or below that level basically. So if I click below that level it will create another new level on that same level only basically. So level number
Yeah.
26 would be created overlapped on level number 24 basically. So if I click it you can see level number 26 is there. Again, if I click at level number 27 is there, level number 28. So all they are overlapped basically they're in one level line
Right.
basically. Okay, so that's the
Okay.
disadvantage of pick lines. Okay, so all the commands has its own advantages and disadvantages. So you need to be very
Yeah.
careful while using the commands basically. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So now we have created a lot of levels over here, and as you can see, the levels are being named as level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that basically. It's not named as ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor, fifth floor. It's not been named like
Right.
that basically. Okay, so if we wanted to change the name of the levels, we have to select that specific level and we can modify the properties of that specific level basically. So if I want to edit the name of that level, what I will do, I'll select that level. Okay, so when I selected that level you can see it gets selected, and over here in the properties there is these properties parameters are there. Okay, so now if I collapse all of these constraint, dimensions, extents and identity data, so these are the properties that I get when I select any level. So if I select level 2 also I'll get the same parameter. Okay, even
Yeah.
if I select level 1 I'll get the same parameters. Now in that parameter we have an option over here which says identity data. So if I expand that, I have the ability to change the name of the level. I have the ability to define that level is going to be a structured level or not, and I have the ability to change the whether this level is going to be a part of building story or not. Basically, that's the first thing. I'll rename this level. I'm going to call this level 1 as ground level. So I'm going to name it as ground level. Okay, and then I'm going to click on apply to accept that. Now, when I click on apply, I'm going to get this dialog box which says confirm level rename. Would you like to rename to corresponding views? So I'll say yes always to that because I want to change the name. If I say no, it's not going to change the name. So I'm going to click on yes. And here we go. You can see the name of the level changes from level 1 to ground level. and it also appears over here as well, ground level. Okay, even I can change for level number 2, so I'm going to select that. I'm going to name this as first level, and I'm going to click on apply. I'm going to click on yes, and it's going to change. I'm going to change for this level as well. Okay, so you can change the name of the levels as in how you wanted to name them basically. Okay, now Revit will not automatically rename the levels. Okay, that's because he doesn't understands that what you want to name the level. Maybe this level can be your mezzanine level or maybe your parking level. Okay, so he doesn't get to know basically that how your building is gonna be basically, that what's the building type basically, that it's gonna have a parking story, it's gonna have a residential story, it's gonna have commercial stories, what type of stories you're gonna have it. So you have to name the level manually. He will not name the level for you automatically. Okay, even if I have given a sequence now, second floor or third floor or something like that, he will not continue that sequence basically, that you have to name that manually. It will always name as levels, level 5, level 2, level 3, level 4, like that basically. Okay, so
So now
naming
if
this.
we take so now if we take an offset, say from level second level,
Yeah,
whatever, even if we take it above, so the
yeah,
name will be level the one that is next in the sequence. So we have named it till like
yes,
21,
correct,
22. So our
yes, correct.
second level will take 23, 24, whatever that number was.
Yes, correct. So
Okay,
it would
okay,
not rename it basically. Even if I delete this level and click on OK and I create another level of a pick line of just let's say 4 meters, and if I click it, you can see it
okay,
doesn't
okay,
name it as third floor, it named it as level number 29. So it still continues that sequence.
okay, okay, okay.
So because Revit doesn't really understand like okay, what type of building structure is going to create. Are you going to create a parking level story, so you will be naming as parking 1, parking 2, parking 3, or if you're going to create some residential buildings, it's going to be like level 1, level 2, level 3. So like each of the architects write different manually. Somebody write ground floor, ground first floor, second floor, third floor, like that. Somebody writes level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Somebody write first level, second level, third level. Somebody writes in
Okay.
Roman numbers also, basically their first Roman number, second Roman number, third Roman numbers. So Revit doesn't really gets basically that how you want to name the levels basically there. So you better name it basically then. Okay.
Okay, okay,
So after we define the name, just below that you have these checkbox basically there, which says structural and the other says building story basically there. Now, structural means is this level is going to be a structural level or not basically. That means is this level going to have beams or not basically. So obviously the second floor would be having beams in it. So I'll say yes, it will be a structural floor. Okay, and is this level is going to be a part of the building story or not basically. So obviously it's going to be part of the building story. Now when we should uncheck these basically there. So for example, level number 3, this is supposedly level number 3, or supposing this is my mezzanine level. Okay, so I'm going to name this level as mezzanine, second mezzanine level, and I'm going to name this level as supposedly as my third floor. Right. So this is my second mezzanine level. So at that cases, this level will also have some sort of beam. So I'll say yes, it's going to be structural, but that's not going to be part of the building story. So I'm going to say not a building story basically. So second mezzanine level is not a building story. It's just an internal level basically, which can be accessible from the second floor. Okay, it
okay,
cannot be accessible from like any other floors basically. Okay, so it's not actually the part of the building. It's just an internal level which is being used by the people of the second floor, okay, to just gain an access on the second mezzanine level. Okay, so it's not actually a part of the building. Okay, so
okay,
whichever levels are going to be the part of the building is whichever are going to be listed down on your lift, actually it's going to be building story, and whichever are not going to be in the lift category, we're going to say not a building story basically then. Okay, so now this level will
okay,
be not being counted as the building story basically. Okay, so even this is going to be my structure level and building story, so that's going to be check on and then going to click on apply. Okay, so if you have created level, that's a mezzanine level or a parapet level basically with them, okay, or a compound wall level, that's not going to be a part of the building story, so please uncheck that options basically.
Okay.
Okay. Now one more crucial information after the identity data is about uh, when you come on the top, that is constraint is been given on the top basically there. Can you see
Yeah.
constraints?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you come in constraints, you have two things in constraint. One is elevation and one is about story above. Okay, so elevation right now, if I've selected ground level, so it says elevation is 0, so that's the elevating height. If I select the first level, it says shows me the elevation height of that level is 4 meters from the ground level. If I select the second floor, it's gonna say me it's 7.3. Now if I want to change the elevating height of any of these levels, supposing if I want to change the elevating height of the first level, not as 4 meters but as of 3.5 meters, I can just select that and type 3.5, press apply. You can see that level
Okay.
moves. Okay, and if I want to
Sure.
keep it at 3
Yeah.
meters, I can just simply type 3 meters and it will move that level. Okay, even
Okay.
if I want to make second level at 6 meters height, I can just type down here 6 meters, and if I apply it, that moves to 6 meters basically. You can see only that selected level moves, none of the above level moves. Okay,
Yeah.
so you have to individually come in each levels and you need to adjust the level height basically here. Okay,
Okay.
so it's 9 meters then. This can go at like 12 meters height. Okay, so you can manage these levels. Okay, that's the elevation. Now below elevation, there is written something called a story above. Now what does story above means? Above this level means above the ground level, which is the level. So above ground level, there is first level. So I'm going to select first level. I'm going to click on apply. So above this level, there will be first level. Above first level, which level is there? Second level is there. So I'm going to select, it's going to be second level. Above the second level, there will be third level actually. Okay, so I'm going to go in story
Okay.
above. You can see now I'm getting third level only. I'm not getting the second mezzanine level.
Okay.
Okay, the reason why I'm not getting the second mezzanine level because I have unchecked this option which says
Yeah.
building story.
Building story.
So it's
Okay.
not even showing me above story above levels basically. So that's great. I'm going to directly select level number 3 and it's going to count level number 3 as the story above level, and then above that level number 3 you have 10th level or the 6th level. So you can select, okay, whichever is the above level you can select that. Maybe suppose 6th level is above that, so I'm going to select 6th level, and about 10th level there
Okay.
will be another 6th level, you can select that story above like that way. Okay, above 6th level you have which level, you have the 7th level, you have to keep on selecting the level that is about that specific level basically there. Okay, so that once we run an analysis of the levels, Revit calculates that how many levels are there, and above that level which level is there, is it a structural level or non-structural level, and plus it's a building story or not. It will evaluate that and gives you a result that how many levels are there in your projects and what will be the level schedules basically there.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So see, we can add more couple of levels details. Then if I select this any of these level, after we get the constraint, we have this option in the dimensions. Now in dimension, there is something called as computation height. Make sure the computation height is always stays to 0. Do not change the computation height. If I give
Okay.
a computation height, supposing like 1 meter or something, so anything that I draw on this level, everything would be drawn above 1 meter basically there. Okay,
Okay.
means 1 meter
1
छोड़ के
meter
सब
above
कुछ
the
above,
level.
above the level. So I don't want that
Okay.
to be happen. I want everything to be
Okay.
drawn on that level line only. So I'm going to keep that computation height to be 0 and apply it basically there. Okay, so computation height I'm keeping as 0, not changing anything. In extend, there is scope boxes being given, and right now the scope boxes says none, and I don't have any option in scope box basically there. Now the scope box is generally for showing section views actually, and we haven't created any model yet and not even cut any section view, so I'm not be able to get any scoping box basically there. So right now I'm going to keep it in none only, so I'm not going to change anything in extend parameters also, and
Okay.
not even in dimension parameters. Only thing that I'm going to change is the constraints and the identity data of that level basically there. right?
Yeah.
So that's how you can define the identity informations and the constraint of the level basically. Okay, right. Now if we wanted to modify these level a little bit more, so for instance if I want to change the symbol or the line pattern or the line color or anything like that of any of these levels, okay, so
Okay.
I'm going to select that level, and when I select the level I get this option over here which says edit type. Can you see over here there's edit type is been given. Okay, so when I click on edit type, a new dialog box will appear which says type property dialog box, right? In type property dialog box you have two parameters. One is constraint parameter and other one is graphics parameter. Okay, so here we have, you can see when I selected the level, and in the properties there is an option called edit type. When I clicked it, I'll get this dialog box, type property dialog box,
Okay.
and from the type property dialog box I can constantly change its constraints and about the graphic informations. Now in constraint there is given about elevation base. That means you have two options over here, that your level is based on your project base point or as per your survey point. So is this level based on survey points or is it levels based on the project point basically? So if you have surveyed
Okay.
and if it's as per the survey points basically there, you can click on survey points. And if you have not surveyed the site and you're just assumpting it basically there, you can say it is based as per right now as project base point. Okay, so you can choose which is how is your elevation is based on. Is it based on the survey points or is it based on the project point basically? So right now I'm going to keep it as project based point. Maybe we haven't gone to the site and we are not doing as per the site survey, but we are doing as per the designing stage, so we're going to take it as project based. Okay, later on we can change that to survey points basically. Okay, then the next thing is given about graphics, and in graphics we have something called as line weight. Now line weight is the line thickness actually, and currently the line weight is set to be 1, which is having 0 thickness of line. Supposingly if I come over here and I have numbers over here, so if I select number 10 supposingly, and if I click on apply and then if I click on OK, none of the line thickness changes. You can see the line thickness is still thinner. Okay,
Okay.
I've given a line weight as 10 over here. You can see a 10 line weight has been given, but I'm not be able to see the thickness of the line. That's because when I come into the view tab, there is a thin line option is been activated. Can you see a thin line properties is
Yeah.
activated? The shortcut key is TL. Even I've added on my quick access toolbar. Okay, so I
Okay.
can off this. So if I off it, you can see now the line weights are being visible for each levels.
Yeah.
So they are all thickened lines now, and that's way too thick. So I'm going to select the level, comment weight type, and not going to give any line weights. So I'm going to keep that to 1. Click on apply. You can see now they are all thin lines. Okay. Make sure that we don't apply any line weights. If you wanted to apply, you can apply them. Okay. Now there's one more problem with this editing parameters. Like if I'm editing one level, it's editing all the levels. Maybe I just want to edit the mezzanine level only basically.
Hmm.
Okay, so if I'm providing the line weight to the mezzanine level, even the other lines are getting thicker basically, which I don't want that to happen basically. Okay, so what I'm going to do over here is now I'm going to select that level and going to click on to edit type, and before I change the graphic information of this level, I'm going to duplicate this level. Okay, so there's an option over here that says duplicate. So when I click on duplicate,
Okay.
it will ask me what name you should give to this duplicate name. So we'll give this name as Ms level. Okay, and gonna click on OK, and now you can see the name changes, the type changes to mesh level. And now if I change that to a little bit line weight as 8 and I click on apply, you can see only that level line weight changes, none of the above changes basically. Okay, even suppose this is my mesh level supposingly now. Okay, so even this is my suppose third mesh level, I'll name this as third mesh level. Okay, so it should have the same properties of the second mesh level. So I'm going to select that and going to come into edit type, And I'm not going to duplicate this, but I'm going to just go into the type list and going to select mesh level, and then I'm going to click on OK. And here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so it applies the same properties of the second mesh level. Even if for this one, level number 7, I can just come into the edit type. Not going to duplicate, but just going to type list and going to apply mesh level, and then I'm going to click on OK, and there we go.
Okay.
Okay, so these all of your mesh levels can have a unique graphic information so that you can identify that they are your mesh levels. Okay, you can select them, and you can also change its properties of colors. So they are black colors, so you can apply a different color. Maybe I'm going to give like magenta colors. Click OK. So all my mesh level will be in magenta colors.
Okay.
Okay, and if you want to change the color of these normal floors, so you can select that. You can come into edit type, and you can change the color to blues, and apply OK and OK. You can see all the rest of the levels are in blue in color, and the mezzanine levels are in magenta in color, basically. Okay, maybe for the ground level you want to apply a different property, you can come over here, give a duplicate parameter, name this as ground level, and give a different property to the ground level. Maybe I'm going to give green, and I'm going to give a little bit line weight to that as well. So the ground level will have a different property information.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so you can change the line weight, you can also change the color, you can also change the line pattern. So the current line pattern is right now as center lines. Okay, so if I change that from center to like dash lines, like if I click on apply, okay, so here we go. Let's change this to
Okay.
dash lines. Okay, so you can change the line pattern as well. I have a lot of line patterns. If I want like supposing a different line, long dash, I can take long dash lines as well. Whichever suits you. Okay, I'm going to keep back to center, apply, okay. So you can change the line patterns, whatever patterns you needed.
Okay.
Okay. Next thing is that you can change even the symbol as well. So you can change the symbol style as well. So the current symbol is right now is circle symbol. Okay, you can see the name of the symbol appearing over here. It's circular symbol. If I come into the drop list, I can apply no bubble symbol. So if I apply no bubble symbol, there will be no symbol actually, just the name of
Okay.
the level and the elevating height. Okay, and it only changes to the mezzanine level because whatever editing I was doing, it was going into the mezzanine level only. If you want to
Okay.
also do that into the other levels as well, so I gotta come over here and say no bubbles. I can apply, and other levels will also have no bubbles basically there. Okay, if you want to keep that bubbles symbol, you can click circle bubble and click on OK and keep that. Right. Now there are more symbols also which you can load from the system, and you can use them over here. Okay, so if you wanted to load the symbol from the system and want to use it up over here, so what you can do is you can come into the insert tab.
Okay.
Insert tab mein you'll find load family. So insert tab, come to load family. So when you take load family, you will get this dialog box which says load family dialog box, and we'll make sure that we come into this location. So under the C drive, program data, Autodesk, RVT 2021 or whatever version you have installed, and come to this folder which says library. So C program data, Autodesk, RVT 2021, libraries folder, and you'll find all the countries' libraries. Okay, so you have China, you have Italy, you have Japan, you have UK, all the country libraries are there. I'm going to take English. Now you have two English, you have English Imperial and you have English. So I'm going to take English folder, and from here also I want you to load a symbol. So the symbol would be under the folder of annotation. So I'm going to come into the annotation folder, and I have all the symbols over here. So we are looking for level symbol. So here we are, level symbol. Now circle and no bubbles were already there. Triangle spot was not available, and triangle was not
Okay.
available. So I'm going to select both of these together, triangle spot and the triangle RFA family, and I'm going to open that families. Okay, I want to load that family actually. So that families have been loaded now. Once they have been loaded, now I can select the level, come into the edit type, and when I go into the symbol list, now I'm getting triangles and triangle spots as well. So I'm going to select triangle, so I click on apply. You can see now I get a different symbol, a triangle symbol. Maybe if I don't like that symbol, I can click on apply, edit type, and go to change from triangle to triangle spot. Click on apply and get a triangle spot once. Okay. You can create your own symbol as well. So if you want to create your own symbol, level symbol, what you
Okay.
need to do is you need to simply come into the file menu, take the new command, and take family.
Um,
Okay. So if you want to create your own level symbols or any symbols, you come into file, new, family. We want to create our own family, and then you need to make sure that you come into the family template folder, and select the English folder. And from the English folder, I'm going to go into the annotate folder because we want to create a symbol. So we're going to go into annotation, and what annotation family you want to create, you need to select. So I want to create a level symbol, so I'm going to select level heads.
okay.
Here it is, metric level heads. Okay, so we want to create that. So I'm going to select that and I'm going to click on open. So the family creator will open up. So this is your family creator. Now when I zoom in to the family creators, you find a note which says level line terminates at the intersections of the reference plane. So this is your dash lines are reference plane actually, and you need to create at this intersection point. So you need to create the symbol right over here in the middle of that intersection. The dummy line shows the location of the system line. So this is the dummy line that shows the system level line. So assume that this is your level line. Delete the note and the dummy line before using it. Okay, so while if you're going to use this family, you need to make sure that you delete this note and the dummy line, and now you start. Right, so I'm going to create a symbol of square symbol actually. So I'm going to come into the create tab option over here. I'm going to take the line command. Okay, and from the line command, I'm going to take a draw tool of rectangle, and I'm going to draw a rectangle shape or a square shape till here. Okay, not really sure whether it's in the middle of the object or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dimension tool, align dimension tool, and I'm going to take the sketch line, the middle center line, and the last line. Okay, nice. The dimensions are not being visible, so I'm going to come visibility graphics. The shortcut key is VG. Make sure that in the annotation category I switch this option on and click on apply, and okay. See, it's not equal, so this side is like 7.1 and this side is 7.9, so which I'm going to make it equal. And now I'll measure this distance has come to 15.7. That's okay. Same on this side, this line, the center line, and that line not equal. I'm going to make it equal parameter, and then I'm going to get measure this distance from here to here. So we have to make that equal in size wise. So I'm going to select both the dimensions, 15.7 and this 14.3, and I'm going to label this dimension. So from the top you get this label dimensions, where we're going to add parameters. So we're going to create a parameter, and I'm going to name this parameter as symbol size. There we go. So we have named it as symbol size. Now you can see both the size gets to the same size. Even I can change the sizes. Maybe if I wanted to just of 10 mm, I can make that of 10 mm. Okay, so you can just select this symbol and then you can adjust. Maybe you want it of 8 mm, you can make it of 8 mm.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, parametric, so which means you can anytime come and change its sizes. Right. Keep this on the side. Right, now I just wanted to fill this region with a solid hatch over here. Okay, so
Okay.
come into the create tab. I'm going to take filled region dialog box to fill up the region, solid region. So filled region. From the properties, I'm going to take solid black. Take a rectangle shape, and I'm going to create a rectangle shape from this endpoint to the last endpoint up till here. And make sure that I'm going to lock these lines, lock, 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 and lock. Okay, so that it doesn't moves from there. It's going to be a fixed proportion. Click on finish edit mode. Okay, so we got that solid filled region completed. Similarly over here, I want to create another solid filled region. So again, I'm going to create filled region, take a rectangle shape from here and to here. I'm going to lock these lines, turn the finish mode, got that symbol ready almost. Okay, so the symbol is ready, but with the symbol we want to add the label as well. Okay, the label of name of the level and the elevating height. So again, I'm going to come into the create tab, go to the label command. Going to align these label at the left alignment and the middle. So that's the left alignment supposingly. I'm going to add the name first. So add that parameter. So name has been added. Then I'm going to add elevation. So name, then elevation. Then I'm going to break the name. So at the end we have this option called as break. So break the
Okay.
name so that the name, the elevation comes below the name. Okay, and we're going to click on OK. So you can see now the name and the elevation comes below. That's because we have break the elevation. You can adjust these by using the little bit arrow keys to bring it little down. Okay, so you can align these a little bit that way. And adjust this box size, cropping box size. Okay, so that's perfect. So that's how it's gonna be appear. There will be symbol and the name of the level and the elevation of that level.
Okay.
We have the symbol ready. So once the symbol is ready, we can now save the symbol. So you can save the family. I'm gonna save it on my desktop. I'm gonna call this a square symbol or square level. Okay, I'm gonna hit on the save button. So that's saved. Now I'm going to click on this button which says load into project and close. So it will automatically load into my project and this file will be closed from the background. Right, so it has been loaded now. I just wanted to apply it to all of my mezzanine levels. Okay, so I'm going to select that level. I'm going to come into the edit type. When I go into the symbol options, you'll find that symbol name, square level edge. Select that, and if I click on apply, and then I click on OK, you can see that level symbol comes up and it's been applied it.
Okay.
Okay, so you can create your own symbol also, and you can use it also into your projects. Okay, Even on the ground level, you want to apply the same one. So you can come to edit type, go into the symbol options, click square level heads, click on apply, and then click on OK.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how you can add levels. Okay. Okay. Now one more thing. What you can do is you can constrain all of these levels. What a constraint that if I'm just dragging this level, this way you can see it moves. The level gets moved. Okay, so I don't want that to be happening. So what I can do is now I can select all of these levels. So you can select all the levels, and then you can click on the pin icon from the top to constrain them. So if I click on pin, they will be constrained. That means now if I drag this level, it's not going to drag from there because they are pin. It's not going to move. Okay, so they are locked. So if you want to edit the level, you need to first make sure that you unpin it and then you edit the level. Okay, and then you can pin them back so that you accidentally don't move the level. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. There's another method to constrain the levels. Is right now अभी यहाँ पे देखो एक प्रॉब्लम ये है कि लाइक अभी मुझे यहाँ पे बता रहा है 3 मीटर 6 मीटर 9 मीटर 12 मीटर 15.5 मीटर. ये जो भी मुझे एलिवेशन बता रहा है वो सब कुछ जीरो लेवल से बता रहा है. ये नहीं बता रहा है कि
Yeah.
लेवल टू लेवल डिफरेंस कितना है. ओके, तो अगर मुझे लेवल टू लेवल डिफरेंस फाइंड आउट करना है तो व्हाट इज लेवल 1 से लेवल 2 का डिफरेंस हाइट कितना है, लेवल 2 से लेवल 3 का डिफरेंस हाइट कितना है. तो अगर मुझे लेवल टू लेवल डिफरेंस निकालना है तो उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा, वी नीड टू कम इनटू द एनोटेशन टैब. We need to take align dimension. Okay, the shortcut for align dimension is DI. Take that, select the level, pick, and we can continue that level. So you can see now suppose still here, so I'm going to click it out. So you can see the level differences now. So that's 3 meters, 3 meters, 3, 3, 3.5, 3.2, 3.7, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 3 meters again. Okay, like that. Okay, see the dimensions between the levels. Now whichever levels are correct heighted, that you can select it and you can lock them. Okay, so if suppose first level height is perfect 3 meters, second level height is also right, third level height is also right, and these are all right, but this level height is not correct, maybe this we want to adjust it as 3 meters. So I'm going to keep that unlocked. Even this supposingly is correct, so I'm going to lock it. Lock that. 4.5 lock, 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 and lock, and lock, and lock. So whichever are of correct differences, we can lock them, but whichever are not, we'll keep it unlocked. So this level was not correct. This I wanted of 3 meters again. So what I'm going to do, I'm kept it as unlocked. I'm going to select that level. I'm going to unpin it. Okay, so after I unpin it, basically, I'm going to select the level again and going to type the correct dimension as 3 meters. Okay, so you can see that it becomes 3 meters. Okay, now that's correct, so I'm going to keep it lock sign. Okay, even this I want to correct it off, so I'm going to select that level, unpin that, give the dimensions 3 meters. Okay, click on remove constraint so that unlocks the top level lines. You can unpin them, basically pin them again. Okay, or what you can do is temporarily you can unpin these lines and later on you can pin them back again. Unpin.
Okay.
Whichever levels are correct, you can lock them. So maybe this one we wanted at 4.5, so you can select that level, keep that as 4.5. See, now it gets perfect. Lock it. So whichever are locks, they didn't changed, that remains as it is only, and whichever was unlocked, that only get affected and changed basically. right? So these are called constraining levels. That's how you can constrain the levels between each level heights. You can adjust the level differences basically. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Right. Moving ahead, whenever I was taking the level command, for example, if I come into the architectural tab and I was taking this level command, I was just having these options over here. Can you see we have these options which says make plan view, right? And then we have your plan view types, and we know about the offset. So offset is generally for the pick lines. But what is this make plan view? So let's try these options. So if this option is on right now, make plan view. Okay, so it's going to create another level. Suppose I'm going to get 3 meters. And if I create another level, you can see a level number 30 is been created. Okay, तो लेवल नंबर 30 यहाँ पे लेवल भी दिख रहा है, हम लोग को लाइन भी दिख रही है. और अगर यहाँ पे प्रोजेक्ट ब्राउजर में आओगे, so if you see in your floor plans, you will see level number 30.
Okay.
If you come into your ceiling plans, you will also see level number 30. And even if you come into your structural plan, you will see level number 30. Okay, so it creates all the plans, floor plans, ceiling plans, and structural plan of that specific level. But what if I uncheck that? Declines me another 3 meters. Uncheck this, make plan view. Now if I create another level, so level number 31. Okay, now you see a level number 31 is created. You can see the level number 31 created over here. But if I look into my floor plans, I don't see level number 31. If I look into my ceiling plans, I don't see level number 31. And if I look into my structural plan, I don't have level number 31. So
Okay.
this level is a dummy level now. Okay, so we cannot physically go into that level and build anything. Okay, because this is a non-active level. Okay, it's just a dummy level, just to indicate in your view. Okay, but it's nothing to there that we can go over there and create anything. Okay, so sometimes we require to create dummy levels for especially when we are creating parapet walls, or when because we don't go and create a floor plan on the parapet walls. Compound wall ke liye bhi we don't need it, or for the balcony railings or the balcony walls basically there we don't required an active level, we required a dummy levels basically there. Okay, so if you want to create a dummy levels, that's how you can create it basically there. So this is a
Okay.
completely a dummy level. Okay, you can say non-building story, non-structural level, and you can name that level also. Okay, whatever name you want to give. Suppose you want to name this as parapet. Okay, so that would be a dummy level. Now you can see it appears in black color. Rest other levels are appearing in blue in color. That means these
Okay.
levels are active levels. Means you can physically go into that level and build anything, but you can't build anything on that parapet level.
Okay.
Okay, so I can come on the level number 30 and build its structural plan. I can come on the level number 30 and build its floor plan. I can come on the level number 30 and build its ceiling plans. Okay, but on this level, I cannot build anything basically.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Now, supposingly, if I want to activate this level, okay, maybe I don't want to make this as a dummy level. I want to activate this level. So if you want to activate this level, you come into the view tab. Under the view tab, you'll find this option which says create. And when you come in create, there is an option that is called plan views. And when you take the plan views options, is you have this option that is called floor plan view. Okay, and I can activate that level. You can see that level is not active, it's appearing in the list also, and we can activate it. That level gets active, right? So if you come into your floor plans, you'll see parapet level. Okay, and again, if you want to not want to activate that level, you can select that level and you can just press delete. And again, once again, that becomes a non-active level. Okay. सपोजिंगली लेवल नंबर 30 भी मुझे एक्टिव नहीं रखना था, डीएक्टिव रखना था. सो फ्लोर प्लान में से लेवल 30 आई डिलीटेड, सीलिंग प्लान में से भी लेवल नंबर 30 आई डिलीटेड, एंड फ्रॉम द स्ट्रक्चरल प्लान ऑल्सो level number 30, I'll press delete. So now level number 30 becomes a non-active level. Okay, but if I select the level line and press delete, the entire level will go. So you can see there will be no floor plan, there will be no ceiling plan, and there will be no structural plan also, and the level line will also get deleted basically. I want to keep the level line, but just want to make it a non-active level. So if you want to make a non-active level, you have to come into the project browser and delete it from the project browser. Okay,
Okay.
so level 25, delete, level 25, delete, and level 25, delete. It becomes a
Yeah.
non-active level. So it keeps the level line, but it makes it non-active. And again, if you want to activate these levels, you need to come into the view tab. Under view tab, you'll find create, you'll find plan view, and we can activate the floor plans for level number 25 and 30. So now the floor plans are active. Similarly, we want to activate the ceiling plans. So we'll come into ceiling plans for level number 25 and 30. And similarly for the structural plans as well. So we'll come to structural plans for the level number 25 and 30, and for the first and the ground as well. And we'll click on OK. So all the plans are been now activated. Now if you come back into the elevation view, you can see they are blue in color, which means they are active levels now. Okay, is this clear?
Yeah, it's clear. Yeah.
Okay, then moving ahead. Again, if I come into the architectural tab and take the level command, we have this option called as plan view types. What is plan view types? Let me go into that list. You can see I have these 3 plan view types over here: ceiling, floor, and structural. So if I say that I want to only create a floor plan, not the ceiling plan, so I'm going to only select floor plan, and then I'm going to click on OK. So when I create another level now, suppose of another 3 meters or 4 meters. So level number 32 has been created, and level number 32
Okay.
का सिर्फ फ्लोर प्लान क्रिएट हुआ रहेगा.
Look.
You can see
Yeah.
इसका सीलिंग प्लान और स्ट्रक्चरल प्लान उसने नहीं क्रिएट किया रहेगा, क्योंकि जब हम लोग
Okay.
लेवल कमांड लिए थे, वी टोल्ड हिम दैट वी जस्ट वांटेड टू क्रिएट अ फ्लोर प्लान, वी डोंट वांट टू क्रिएट अ सीलिंग प्लान, एंड वी डोंट वांट टू क्रिएट अ स्ट्रक्चरल प्लान्स. Okay, so in some cases you might don't want to create a ceiling plan or the structural plans, so we can deactivate them. Okay, and you can just select floor plan out of it.
Okay.
Okay, and if you want to create all the 3 plans, you can select all the 3 and then you click on OK, and you created another level. So I create another level. So another new level is being created, and then that's level should have all the floor plan, ceiling plan, and the structural plans. Okay, so that's all about levels, that how you can add levels into your projects. Okay, modify them and create it and keep it basically like that.
Okay.
Now we can create a scheduling for levels as well, to evaluate that how many levels are there in the project. Okay, so if you want to create schedulings for the levels, what we're going to do, we're going to come into the view tab. Under the view tab, we're going to come into schedules, and I'm going to take schedule and quantities. Okay, so I'm going to take schedule and quantities. Under the schedule quantities, we're going to select levels, level schedules. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to select count of the level, families and types. If I don't want family types, I'm okay with that. I just wanted to see how many counts of levels are there. Then what's the name of the level? Add that parameter. Is that level, what's elevating height? It should be there, so we can add level elevating height as well. Or we can add that later on. We'll add that story above that level, which story is there, what elevation is there, and is it a structural level or not? is it a building story or not, and
Okay.
it's all parameters. Okay, so I'm just adjusting these parameters. So first I'm adding as count, then the name of the level should appear, then the story above should be appear, then the elevation should be appear, structural building
Okay.
stories, all these things. You can adjust this moving up and down also from using these tabs option. You can see move up,
Okay.
move down. Okay,
Yeah.
just move it down all the way. Okay, so now we create a scheduling. Okay, so this is a list of schedule that these many levels are there. Okay, these are the name of the levels. That's the above level names. That's the elevating height of the level. Okay, and that's the building story, and that's the structural level amount. So my
Okay.
last level is level number 33. That's the elevating height. That's of 106.9 meters. Okay, that's also building story, and that's going to be structural on. Now I can add and off the parameters from here also. So these all are going to be all structural floors. So I'm gonna like tick
Okay.
all of these. Okay, maybe the parapet won't be a structural level, so I'm gonna uncheck it from here. Okay, so this gives a quick evaluation to the architects that how many levels are there, what story it is, what building story is there. All these things can be quickly done through here. Okay, and from here also we can adjust it. So above story number 7 we have story number 8. Above story number 8 we have 9. Above 9 we have 11. Above third we have fourth or whichever level basically that is. Okay,
Yeah.
you can quickly select it from here. So no need to go into that elevation and adjust these parameters. You can quickly do it into your elevation views. Okay. See the grand total also of these counts. So if you want to see the grand total, we come into sorting and grouping, edit, and we say grand total, please. Click on OK. It gives me 32 levels. So we have 32 levels. So till now we have created the 32 levels. Okay. So that's the immediate total that we get it off. So that's how we can create schedulings. Now, if you look into your project browser under schedule and quantities, if I expand this, you'll find a scheduler for your levels. Okay, and they are all instance parameters. Means what? If I come into the elevation and if I add one more level, go back into the level schedules. You see 33,
Yeah.
34th level was been added, and now the total elevating height goes to 111.9 meters.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's immediately changes, so we don't have to worry that we have to auto update or we have to maybe update the scheduling. It auto updates itself. So that's a good part of Revit. Right, so that's levels. We have completed the chapter of level.
Okay.
Okay, moving ahead on walls basically. Okay, so we start with the chapter of walls. Okay, now if you
Okay.
wanted to start creating walls, we need to select the level on which floor you wanted to start creating the walls. So supposingly I wanted to create the walls on the ground level. So from the floor plan I'm going to select ground level. I'm in the ground level. Now I can come into the architectural tab and take the wall command. Okay, the shortcut key for wall command is WA. Okay,
Okay.
now if I go into this little arrow below this wall command, you have three options in wall. So you have three creation methods of walls. Okay, one is wall architecture, wall structure, and wall by face basically.
Okay.
Okay, now let me just explain to you using my whiteboard. Right, so you can see I've created a chart. So there are actually three methods of creating walls. Okay, one is your architectural wall, then you have the structure wall, and you have the biface wall. Okay,
Okay.
so if you select wall architecture, that means you will be creating a non-load bearing wall. Okay, that means a finish wall. So if you want to create a finish architectural wall, we'll be taking wall architecture. If you want to create a structural wall, means a load bearing wall like shear walls, okay, or foundation walls, okay, we'll take the wall structure. And if you want to create a wall that is not a vertical shape but organical shape basically there, or maybe cross shape or twisted shape or curve shape basically there, we'll take biface command. Okay, so architecture wall is non-load bearing, that means finish walls. Structural walls are load bearings, that means shear walls. And the biface is for the organic shapes walls, means mass shapes,
Okay.
means curve shapes. Okay, now in architectural wall also basically there are three families of walls. Okay, so in architectural wall there are three families of wall. One is basic family, the other one is stack family, and the third one is curtain family. Okay,
Okay.
so basic family means they are made of single core material. Stack family, that means that can be made of more than a single core material. And curtain families means glass facade. So if you want to create a glass wall, we'll take curtain walls. Stack walls means if you want to create it more like a foundation wall more or less, you can take stack walls. And basic walls means if you're creating a single core material walls like brick wall or block walls that is made of a single core material, we'll take the basic wall. Okay.
Okay.
So right now we're gonna focus on basic wall, then we're gonna focus with stack, and then we're gonna go with this curtain walls.
Okay.
Okay, so if you wanted to just draw these chart of wall, you can draw this.
Yeah, I've taken down.
Okay, come back now. I'm in the floor plans. I'm going to take the wall command. I'm going to select wall architecture, and from the type list, you can select which type of wall you wanted to use it. So supposingly I'm going to use 90 brick wall. So I'm going to go and draw 90 brick wall. I have a lot of draw tools over here. Like you want to draw a line shape, you can draw a line shape. If you want to draw a rectangle shape, you can draw a rectangular shape. If you want to draw a polygon shape of wall, you can draw a polygon shape of wall. You can draw a circle shape of wall as well. You can even draw an arc shape of
Okay.
a wall. Okay, a lot of shapes of walls are there. Okay, that you can create. You have center end arc, so this is the center point, that's the end point, and then you can draw the arc. And tangent end arc. So tangent end arc means what? Like supposedly if I create a wall from here to here and another wall, vertical wall from here to here, and then I want to tangent these walls, so I'm going to take tangent end arc. So tangent to this wall and tangent to this wall, and it will create an arc
Yeah.
shaping wall. Then you have these fillet arc. So if I take fillet arc, I have to provide the radius. So supposingly the radius I give like 1.5 meters, and then if I create a wall, oh, I need to give the distance here. So 1.5 this and this 1.5 fillet
Okay.
arc would be applied it. Then we have these elliptical shapes. So you can even create an elliptical shape wall. So that's an elliptical shape wall. Again, partial ellipse, you can create a partial ellipse as well. Okay, you can use pick lines. Now if I'm using pick lines, I'm not getting an options. I have to provide the offset distance first. So suppose I give an offset distance of 4 meters, and if I pick this line, you can see it's going to create a same line but after the distance of 4 meters. Same over here, you can
Okay.
see that line.
What was this command? Offset?
Pick lines.
Sorry. Pick line. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
when you take the wall command, you have draw tool, you have pick lines, and then you have to provide the offset distance.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so whenever you take the pick line command, make sure you need to provide the offset. Okay, so these are the walls that we have created. These are all different shapes of walls.
Okay.
Okay, now any chance if I want to change the parameter of these walls, so I'll come and select the wall, and now from the type list I can select and apply a different type of wall. Maybe I'm going to apply 225 masonry wall. So that's changes from 90 brick wall to 225 masonry wall. If I want to make this wall as a foundation wall, I can select this and search for foundation walls or retaining walls. So that becomes a retaining wall. Fine. So we can any chance come and select the type of wall that we wanted. Interior block work. So we can take interior block work walls. Okay, so it totally changes the type of the walls.
Okay.
Okay, so simply select, go in the type list and change its parameters. Okay.
Yeah.
Now even in walls you can edit more detailedly. Like if you want to edit its parameters a little bit more in detail wise, so you can select the wall and you have these parameters of walls listing down over here. So if I come into first thing, that is constraints. Now in constraint, it says about location line. I'll keep it as wall center line only right now. Then it says about
Okay.
base constraint. Okay, now what is base constraint? Let me come into the elevation view to explain this. So if you can see, I've selected that wall. It gets highlighted in my elevation as well.
Okay.
Base constraint means on which level you have started this wall. So I started on ground level, so it's saying ground level. Maybe I want to start this wall on the first level. So I select base constraint, first level, and then I click on apply. So now that wall will be started from first level instead of ground level. Maybe I want to start this wall on the third level. So I'm going to select third level base constraint. So the wall starts from the third level actually. Okay. Then it says base
Okay.
offset, which says 0, which means it is exactly
Yeah.
on that level. So if I
Yeah.
select this and given offset distance, supposedly if I give 1.5 meters, so you can see it starts after 1.5 meter of that level. Okay, if I give like 0.450, it's going to start after 0.450 and if I give 0, it's going to start exactly from that level actually.
Okay.
So it's base offset. Then you have top constraint. It is right now says as unconnected, so it is not connected to any of these level. So maybe if I want to connect it to the level of the third mezzanine, so I'm going to come into top constraint and select third mezzanine level. Click on apply. You can see now it
Okay.
ends on the third
Okay.
mezzanine level, which means what? Now if I select my third mezzanine level and maybe if I drag this mezzanine level, you can see it even changes the wall heights and everything basically there.
Okay.
So you can see if I select this level and drag it, you can see the wall height also changes as per the level goes. Okay, so
Correct.
wherever the level goes, the wall height changes basically there. So you can top constrain the walls. You can see all of these walls are not being constrained. So you
Yeah.
can select all these walls together. They are all unconnected. So you can top constrain to the first level. Okay, so now they are all connected to level number 1. So now wherever the level number 1 goes, the wall height goes basically there. Okay. So the level number 1 ka height is 3 meters. So all the wall heights are of 3 meters. If the level number 1 height is of 4 meters, the wall height will be of 4 meters.
Okay.
Okay, so that is called top constraints. So you can top constrain the wall. There is top offset also. So if I give top offset value like supposingly uh, 0.9 meters, so it will top offset it. Okay, so it will extend the wall actually.
Okay.
And if you want to minus it, you will say minus 0.9 meters
Okay.
and it will minus it off. Okay, so it is still connected to level, but it will always maintain 0.90 meters ka difference basically there. Okay.
Okay.
So generally sometimes you have a wall that is attached to the base of the beams actually. Okay, so you can use this option of top offset to minus the wall height, so that the wall is the top of the wall is connected to the base of the beam actually.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, and if you want to be get connected to the level, you can say 0 and to stay connected to the level, right? this parameter called as room bounding. What is room bounding? Let me explain you through a floor plan. Now, for example, if I create a wall, a rectangular wall, okay, and let me create a partition wall as well from the mid to mid. Okay, now if I look into this, I have two rooms, room 1 and room 2, correct?
Okay.
So if I take the architecture tab, may say room command, okay, it will display me as two rooms, room 1 and this will be room number 2.
Okay.
Correct? Because if I select this wall, you can see room bounding is on.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, let me create another similar type of room. This time when I'm creating a partition wall, and once it's been created, I'll select that partition wall and I'm going to uncheck the room bounding. I'm going to click on apply. Okay. So now when I take the room command, it will consider as
Okay.
one room only now. Okay, so it's not considered as two room. This thing is whole as one room. This is counting as two rooms basically. Okay.
Okay.
So if I keep the room bounding on, it will divide my room into two parts. If I keep the room bounding off, it will not divide my room basically. It will keep it
Oh,
this room as one room only basically. So supposingly, if you are creating a commercial project and you have created a cabin, supposing the administrator room. Okay, now in the
okay.
administrator room, you have created two partitions, one for supposingly the sit out for the people for the waiting room, and one you have your own cabin basically there. Okay, so if I create a partition wall, what will happen? It will count as two room. Okay, one as waiting room and one as the cabin basically there. But what if I don't want to give is two count of room basically there. I want to still keep it as one count of room as wholly name as admin room basically there. Okay, so I can uncheck this room bounding command and it will not create two separate rooms for me. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
even for the restrooms also. So if you are created a restroom and if you have created partition walls for supposingly your water closets, okay, so it will count that as separate rooms basically there. Okay, so if you don't want to count it as a separate rooms, we're gonna take that room bounding option off basically.
Okay.
Okay. So examplically, let's consider that this is our restroom and these are some of the water closets partitions. So what will happen when I take the room command? It will count all these rooms as separately.
Separate. Yeah.
Okay. But if I select all these walls, these partition walls, and say room bounding off, and now if I click on apply, and when I take the room command, this will be counted as whole as one room basically there. And then we can
Okay.
name this room by selecting the room and coming into the identity data and name this as restroom. So that would be then named as restroom. This entirely as a restroom. Okay, so it's not counting
Okay.
these as rooms anymore. Okay, otherwise what would happen? This would be counted as a rooms thing basically, separate rooms,
Okay.
which we don't want it to apply to. Okay, so that's room bounding. Okay, then you have this option which says
Sir.
yeah,
Yeah. So, if in this restroom example,
yeah,
the middle partition wall, the big one. Okay.
yeah, okay, yeah,
If we remove the room bounding option from it,
yeah,
so then it will take the water closets as one room and the rest of the part as the other room.
yes.
So now
So if
if
I,
we remove it, the name, like what happens to the restroom? What the naming that you have given it?
it
What
will
happens
still
to it?
as remain as restroom, but these will be counted as room 1, room 2, room 3, room 4, room 5 like that. Okay, so supposingly if I again check this option on room bounding,
Yeah,
okay, so now you can see that's counting as
correct.
restroom. and these are accounting would be as rooms basically.
But we still have not given room bounding for these
Yeah,
water
we
closet
have not tagged it
partitions.
anymore. So if I tag
Yeah.
this room also, now it will be tagged. Here we go.
Okay, so that whole part becomes one. Okay,
Yes,
okay,
this whole part becomes as a room now basically. You
okay, okay,
can
okay,
see that's the whole room.
okay,
Okay, so this you can say as water closet, and this you can say as restrooms, but
yeah,
we
okay,
want to call this entire room only as a restroom. So what I'm going to do is like I'm going to select this wall and I'm going to uncheck this room bounding and apply. It will then tell
okay,
me that this room will be get deleted. I'll say okay with that,
okay,
and click OK. So you can see now that entire room gets deleted, and this whole
okay,
room is counting as a restroom.
great, okay, okay,
So once again, if I select the wall, I have this option that says cross section. Now
okay,
cross section is something that if you want to create slanted walls. Okay, so right now the wall is vertical. Okay, so if I want to create slanted walls, let me come into the 3D view. So if I come into view tab and click on 3D view, okay, so I'll get my 3D view. Okay,
okay,
I can select the wall, and then I'm going to select these option vertical. I'll say slanted, and how much angle of slant you want, you can provide it. So supposing you have 20 degree, so it will be 20 degree slanted.
okay,
If you wanted slanting outside, you will say negative 20 degrees and slant outside.
okay,
So if I hold my shift key and right click of the mouse, I can orbit my view,
yeah,
orbiting, and this middle mouse scroller to pan it actually. It's holding the middle mouse is panning, and holding the shift and the right click is orbiting. And if I use the scroller, it will zoom in and zoom out. Okay, so any
okay,
wall that you wanted to make it slanted, you can select that wall, and instead of keeping vertical, we can keep it slant, and we can give the angle negative 10 degrees and it's slant out basically. Like this, go a little bit slanted as well, negative 10. So crossing the walls. Now this option, this feature is only available in 2021 version onwards.
okay,
If you're using 2020 or 2019 or 2018, you will not have this feature of slanting the wall. Okay, so
okay,
it's only available in the latest version of Revit. It's not available in the older versions basically. Okay,
okay,
you can give the center mark visibilities and focus mark visibilities of these walls, so that when you look at from the plan view, you can see the markings of the walls actually.
yeah,
Okay, the center marks, the focus marks of these walls. Okay, center marks you can apply. You can see now. You can see the center of the wall, center mark, right? And then once I select the wall, then we have these structural tab over here, which means like, do you want to make this wall as a structural wall? So if I want to convert this wall from non-load bearing wall into a structural wall, I can convert this
yeah,
non-load bearing wall into a structural wall also. Uh, but
okay,
that would be considered wrong because this is made of brick actually, and that cannot be a
yeah,
structural walls. I'm gonna uncheck that. But if you have made it of concrete, so for example, this is made of concrete, and this is non-structural yet, so I can make that into a structural wall.
okay,
Okay, so this wall becomes a structural wall, and then I can use the structural usage also. Okay, like ये wall का usage क्या रहेगा? Bearing wall है, shear wall है, structural combined wall है. So suppose shear wall है, तो shear wall हम लोग यहाँ पे select कर लेंगे. Click on apply. So now this wall will act as a property of shear wall basically.
okay,
When I go into dimensions, I can see the dimension. The length of the wall is like 8.5149 meters. Area is it's showing in square feet. That is 386.91 square feet, and the volume is 10.220 cubic millimeters basically. The cubic meter, sorry. Okay, so it's just a temporary dimension. So if I select any walls, it tells me the length, area, and volume.
okay,
Okay, so we can select and we can get the length, area, and the volume of the walls as well.
Okay.
Okay. The next thing is given about identity data, which means I can add image, comment, and markings of the wall. Okay, so supposingly these are all brick walls, so I'm going to mark this as WA1. This can be WA2. So each wall can have a unique marking, WA3 and WA4, like that. Maybe this wall will be like WA5, so we're going to name it as WA5. This wall is going to be, supposingly this wall is going to be my green wall, so I'm going to write a comment that this wall will be green wall. Okay, add green plants on these walls basically there. And if you have an image, a reference image, you can add a reference image also. So click on add and I can select an image. Suppose this and click on open and click on OK. So an image is been added. Now all I see is nothing over here. Okay, I can just see the name of the image, but I can't see the image actually. So what you need to do
Okay.
is you need to first take out a scheduling of the wall. So we're gonna again come into the view tab, take the schedule and quantities. Under the schedule and quantities, we're gonna take a schedule quantities of the walls. So I want the count of the walls, how many count of walls are there, what are the families and type of wall, which family and type of wall I've used,
Okay.
what's the functionality of the wall, uh, what's the length of the walls. So we want the length of the wall, we want the width of the wall, we want the area of the wall, supposingly we want the volume of the wall. You can add volumes as well. We'll add marks of the wall, what is the mark of the wall, comment of the wall, and the image of the wall basically. All these
Okay.
pictures we can add it out. You can also add base constraint, so on which level you have created the wall, and we can add
Okay.
top constraint also, up till what height is that wall is. All these features you can add it. You can adjust these features up and down also. So you can take the base constraint just right above the function and the top constraint, so like that. And then if I click on OK, it will create a schedule list of all the
Yeah.
walls. Okay, and here we can see that wall and that feature. Okay, but still over here it shows me the name of the image, but doesn't shows me an image.
Okay.
Okay, so now when I click, well, when I'll be creating a sheet, so we have a sheets option over here in the project browser. When I come into
Okay.
view, let us create a new sheet, and the size of A1 metric would be fine. So that's a title block for me. Now when I drag this wall schedules into the sheets, now I can see
Yeah.
that image.
Yeah.
Okay, I can break this sheet into two parts like that, so that it fits into my uh, title block actually.
Yeah.
You can then adjust these distances of the
Yeah.
tables so that it fits up all in one lineup. So you just have to adjust these parameters. still doesn't fit up properly, so I just have to adjust it a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that's where it comes in handy, that you can add the image also with the floor plans of the walls.
Yeah.
Okay. So that in the scheduling it displays the mark, the comment, and the image as well. You
Yeah.
can see the mark of the wall, that's WA5,
Yeah.
comment is green wall, and the image basically.
Image. Yeah.
We can tag this wall also in the floor plan also. So when I come into annotate tab and take tag by category, and if I tag this wall, okay, just gonna edit this tag actually. Call this tag as mark actually. So that's WA5. And when I look into my schedulings, so that's WA5. That's WA5 is a 90 brick wall made on
Okay.
ground level up to first floor. It's an exterior wall. Length is 3.1 meter. Width is 0.09 meter. The area is this much. Volume is that. It's a green wall, and that's how it's gonna be.
Okay.
Okay. So for that purposes, we use these identity data as information to fill up basically. Last but not the least,
Okay.
in the walls, it's given about phasings. And right now, I'm going to keep the phasing as new construction because everything that we are creating is newly built up. So in Revit, we can show phases of work as well, like what was existing, what we demolish, and what was the new construction basically. So if the customer wants to see three parts or the three phase of the buildings basically there, we can show phases
Okay.
work as well basically. So we can show the existing, we can show demolishing mode, and we can also show new construction phase and facilities as well. Okay. So that's about walls parameters. Okay, that's how you can
Okay.
create walls, okay, and edit its parameters. Okay,
Okay.
okay, so we'll keep it till here today.
Okay.
Okay, then tomorrow we'll continue with the same topics. Okay, so tomorrow the class will be at 2:15. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
2:15 to 3:30. Okay,
All right. Not a problem.
no
And
problem.
sir,
Yeah,
installing it. Do we need it right now? If we don't need it at the moment, then maybe we can install it a bit later.
it's fine. We can install a little bit later also. Okay, I've not yet
All
sent
right.
it to the
Then
team
you
call.
let me know when we can install it.
Sure, sure,
Yeah.
definitely. I'll let you know
Okay.
about it. Okay, so I'm just
All
sharing you
right.
the link
All right.
right now. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, most
Bye.
welcome. Bye bye. Bye bye.